You're wired in. SmallCapVoice.com. Following is a presentation of SmallCapVoice.com, today's leader in investor relations, capital formation, and retail support. Now, with your online business briefing, SmallCapVoice.com's Stuart T. Smith.
Welcome one, welcome all to this online business briefing brought to you by SmallCapVoice.com. And as you just heard, I'm your host, Stuart Smith. And we're joined today for the very first time by SIPP International Industries Incorporated. The company's currently traded under the ticker symbol SIPN. And we're joined today by the chairman and CEO of SIPP International Industries, Greg Pearson. Greg, how are you today?
I'm doing very well, Stuart. Thank you for asking.
Well, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to stop by and speak to your company's existing shareholder base as well as our listeners. And for our listeners who may not be as familiar with your company, if you would, describe the business model and market for the company now.
Sure. SIPP International Industries Incorporated, as you mentioned, is a publicly traded company. We've been around since 1991, but the company has not been active and not in current standing on the OTC pink sheets until recently. We've been able to bring the company into current standings and really looking at the company as a turning point going forward from here, now moving in the right direction. The company is the parent company to several divisions which encompass a natural water division, the Lake Caddo Natural Mountain Spring Water. We also have a division called Labontable Gourmet Foods and a controlled atmosphere container called ZCAC Controlled Atmosphere Container. There's a Labontable Productions where we're going to be producing a TV show under Labontable, and it's basically a cooking show which will feature Master Chef H. Lee Thomas. We've got the Medical Technologies division where we will be featuring the Cell Robotics workstation and other devices that have been developed that we now own the intellectual rights for, and we have plans to further develop these products and get them to market. In addition to those divisions, we have recently acquired Newport Creek Hospitality, and in the final stages now of acquiring a hotel consulting firm in Japan called FEJ. As you can hear, there's a lot of different types of divisions within our company and a very diversified portfolio. And when you look at that diversification, that's actually one of our strengths right now is although we seem extremely diverse, each of our products can help to support and strengthen the other. For example, our cooking show can be featured in one of our hotels. We also lease and manage restaurants. We're in the process of negotiating a restaurant right now in Las Vegas. And when that restaurant is complete, we will be able to host our cooking show right out of that restaurant, which thereby will be promoting our restaurant and the cooking show at the same time. Part of that show, we could feature our food line, our water line, and we can talk about all of our different products. And so, one of the best ways to describe our business model is when you look at something like, say, Martha Stewart's model or something like that, where she had a lot of great products in her portfolio that were really brought to life once she was able to get some exposure. And that's how we feel like our TV show will be kind of a pivot point for us to get our products noticeable and get them moving.
Yeah, it's exciting to actually speak to you because you're right. When you were describing the business model, I think diversified might actually be an understatement. And as a person with an accounting background, I'm thinking, how do you manage all this and how do you really keep it all working together? And it's clear that through the synergies help it. I'm even thinking outside the box there with you. Not only do you have your own restaurant where you host the show, but that brings in an audience that then tries the water. And then, you've got so many things that can work around. So you're right. The Martha Stewart is a great point to put out as well because she's extremely well diversified and has touched everything that you've touched. TVs, restaurants, cooking books, all those kind of things as well. Well, let's learn a little bit more about the company itself. Let's talk about the management team. You're the chairman and CEO, so let's start with you. Talk about your background.
Thank you. I've been in the hotel and restaurant industry for most of my career. I studied at Brigham Young University, the Hawaii campus, hotel and restaurant management, and then worked my way up in the industry from a management trainee, grunt, if you will, in beautiful resorts in Guam and in Saipan at the Pacific Islands Club resorts. And then I went to work for Hyatt. And with Hyatt, I went through management development programs that helped me, I think, become the type of manager that I developed and became. And from Hyatt, I went to work for a small boutique hotel in West Hollywood, the Sunset Marquis, which a lot of celebrities know about. We used to have Michael J. Fox and Phil Collins and Michael Bolton and Gene Hackman and several other celebrities were guests with us quite regularly. And then I got promoted from there to be a general manager at the Mondrian in West Hollywood, and just really thrived in the hotel and restaurant industry, where I finally became a senior director for Starwood Hotels and Resorts and oversaw different types of portfolios. Initially, I had a portfolio of 10 hotels, all in the Bay Area, San Francisco Bay Area. And then later, I picked up a division or a portfolio of 30 hotels that included properties in Oklahoma and parts of Texas and still had California. But after working for Starwood for nearly 7 years, I was tapped into working for a company called Rim Hospitality as their senior vice president of operations, and I decided then that my skill sets and my background and my contacts and network, that it was time for me to launch into my own management company, and we, me and a team of people, put together a hotel management company called Newport Creek Hospitality. And Newport Creek became very successful in the Philippines and in Japan. We started off running a resort in the Philippines called the Fairways and Blue Waters Resort Golf and Country Club. It's a resort that is so picturesque that when you see the pictures of this resort, it's the type of resort that you would see on any kind of a vacation brochure. The sand of that island was just so powdery white fine sand. A little fact about that: you could walk on the beach at the hottest time of the day and your feet don't get hot because the sand was just so fine. And the water was just so blue. It was just an incredible place to be. And then we had the only golf course on the island, and it was a championship course. Mm-hmm. We had Nick Faldo, Ernie Els, and Ian Woosnam, Hesper Parnevik, amongst others, have come and played the resort. In fact, held a tournament there. And so we managed that property under Newport Creek, and then grew our portfolio in the Philippines and picked up some contracts in Japan. Well, it was, as I was running that company, we met with some other investors and a group that was involved with SIPP, and that's kind of how I got involved with SIPP. Is we decided to sell Newport Creek to SIPP, and part of that transaction, they decided to appoint me as the chairman of SIPP. So Newport Creek is now a division under SIPP, a subsidiary under the company.
Well, let's now talk about what the company has achieved so far here in 2011, and then we'll get your goals for the company in 2012. But let's start with, as you pointed out earlier, the company's been around quite a while. You've just got up to full reporting with the pink sheets. Talk to me a little bit about some of the other achievements for the company this year.
Well, this year has been really a watershed year for us. We've been able to get our company organized and structured and poised to move forward. We've had a tremendous quarter, improved our asset base from our balance sheet tremendously, and adding shareholder value, and that's a really good and exciting platform for us to be able to move forward with.
Well, that goes in the next question, so that's got to be obviously a major goal for the company in 2012. Any other goals for the company in 2012?
Yeah, as we look at wrapping up the year and moving into 2012, we're excited about moving our products into production and generating revenue for the company. We're projecting to have a banner year as it pertains to income. We're excited about the products that we have or that we're bringing to market. One of the things that's exciting about our company is the amount of time and money and research that's been invested into these products has already been done, and we're now at the stage where we're taking these products, these are exciting products, and finally bringing them to market, and that'll happen in the first part of 2012. And so that's really the main goal and the exciting part of what we're looking at as we move into the new year.
Well, listeners, again, hitting that press wire, it's something we've already talked about in this audio interview. It came out September 27th. SIPP International Industries completes its acquisition of all rights and title to the Labontable brand food, beverage, and technology products. And we talked to Greg about this early, exciting transaction for the company, and really a watershed moment in the sense that, as you pointed out, Greg, this was the quarter, September 30th. This came out September 27th. Everything kind of accelerated after this. So obviously, lots going on with you and your company right now. Lots to look forward to, listeners. Like you to take a closer look at SIPN. That's the ticker symbol. Give a good look for them. Give a good look at them here in the year 2012, which is right around the corner. Greg, thanks so much for coming on. We look forward to having you back on the show in early 2012 to see what the company's up to. Thanks so much for your time.
Thank you, Stuart. I appreciate your time. Enjoy talking with you.
All right, very good. For Greg Pearson, this is Stuart Smith saying thanks so much for listening.
SmallCapVoice.com, today's leader in investor relations, capital formation, and retail support, provides its clients with the highest level of service. Our audio interviews are disseminated to one of the largest opt-in audiences available today. How? We at SmallCapVoice.com believe in aligning and affiliating ourselves with other leaders within the investor relations community. By sharing resources, each affiliated firm is made that much stronger and each client is served that much better. Our focus is to identify and provide the very best financial services and solutions available to clients and their shareholders. For more information about our services, please call us at 512-267-2430 or visit us on the web at www.smallcapvoice.com. This is a broadcast of SmallCapVoice.com, a financial communications and investor relations firm. SmallCapVoice.com receives payment for investor relations and financial consulting services that it provides to its clients. You should assume that officers, directors, and employees of SmallCapVoice.com or financial analysts mentioned and their families hold a position and intend to trade in these securities for their own accounts. This is not an offer or recommendation to buy or sell securities. Information in this broadcast is presented solely for informative purposes and is not intended to be, nor should it be construed as, investment advice. As in all investments, an investment in a featured company carries an investment risk. Listeners should review the company thoroughly with a registered investment advisor or registered stockbroker. This broadcast does not purport to be a complete study of the featured company or other companies mentioned. Information used and statements of fact have been obtained from the featured company and other sources but not verified nor guaranteed by SmallCapVoice.com as to completeness or accuracy. Such information is subject to change without notice.